Hey everyone, welcome back to Rivo TV. Today, we're diving into one of the most incredible mysteries to ever come out of the Egyptian desert, a story that starts almost 100 years ago but reaches all the way into the farthest corners of space. You're not going to believe where this journey takes us. It's 1922, the roaring 20s are in full swing, jazz is filling the streets of New York, flappers are dancing, and the world thinks it's seen it all. But in a remote, sun-scorched valley in Egypt, a discovery is about to change history forever. Archaeologist Howard Carter is crouched in the shadow of an ancient tomb, candle in hand, peering through a tiny, dust-covered hole in a sealed doorway. The tomb had been closed for over 3,000 years. He had spent years digging, hoping, but never daring to imagine what he might actually find. Behind him, the wealthy sponsor of the expedition, Lord Carnarvon, asks, nervously, "Can you see anything?" Carter's reply would go down in history, "Yes, wonderful things." And he wasn't exaggerating. Carter had just stumbled upon the tomb of Pharaoh Tutankhamun, the boy king. But this wasn't just any tomb. It was a time capsule, untouched for millennia, brimming with treasures so dazzling they seem unreal even today. Golden chariots, solid gold coffins, jeweled thrones, intricately carved statues, the list goes on. Yet among all this unimaginable wealth, Carter noticed something small, almost overlooked. A single necklace, delicate but unlike anything he had ever seen. Hanging from it was a gemstone, greenish-yellow in color, glowing faintly in the dim light. It was subtle, but striking. And over the next century, this one tiny stone would turn out to be one of the greatest mysteries in archaeology and planetary science combined. Because this gem didn't just baffle experts, it defied every explanation. Top scientists, mineralogists, and gemologists couldn't identify it. It didn't match a single known mineral on Earth. For decades, it sat quietly in the museum cases, a little enigma hiding in plain sight while whispers began to spread. Some thought it might be a magical talisman, a gift from the sun god Ra meant to protect Tutankhamun in the afterlife. Others, well, they dared to imagine something far stranger, that it wasn't of this world at all. The science world, of course, initially rolled its eyes. No, it's just a rare mineral. But the more they looked, the more the gem resisted every category, every label, every explanation. Finally, decades later, scientists could finally put the gem under the microscope and run a full battery of tests. What they discovered was staggering. It wasn't a crystal at all. It was glass. Natural glass. But not ordinary glass. This wasn't something a volcano or a forge could produce under normal conditions. To form this perfectly pure, clear glass, temperatures would have to reach over 3,200 degrees Fahrenheit. For context, the hottest lava on Earth barely reaches 2,000 degrees. This stone required heat hotter than the surface of Venus, in the middle of the desert, thousands of years ago. So naturally, the question shifted from, what is this, to, what on Earth, or beyond it, could have possibly made this? For years, it was a total dead end. Then, a clue appeared from an unlikely source, Bedouin traders crossing the vast Libyan Desert, also known as the Great Sand Sea. They kept seeing strange, glimmering shards scattered across the sand. Not gold, not water, but fragments of greenish-yellow glass, shining in the relentless sun. When scientists finally reached the site, they found something extraordinary, an entire field of glass stretching for miles. Some shards were tiny, others weighed nearly 60 pounds. And when analyzed, it became clear, this was the source of Tutankhamun's mysterious gem. They called it Libyan Desert Glass. But that only deepened the mystery. How did this glass get here? The usual suspects, volcanoes, lightning strikes, just didn't add up. There were no volcanoes, and a lightning strike can't melt sand into vast sheets of flawless glass. The physics didn't fit. The answer? Something cosmic. A meteor, crashing through the atmosphere, seemed to be the only plausible culprit. Meteorites hitting the Earth can release incredible heat, melting rock and sand on impact. But here's the twist, there's no crater. Usually, a meteor large enough to produce this much heat would leave a massive scar on the ground. In this part of the Sahara, nothing. No crater. The mystery deepened. The breakthrough came decades later from the skies themselves. Egyptian-American geologist Pharaoh Tutankhamun was studying satellite images of the desert when he noticed strange, circular patterns in the terrain, roughly 100 miles from the glass field. These patterns hinted at a massive, ancient event, one that didn't touch the ground directly. Tutankhamun proposed a radical idea. About 29 million years ago, a meteorite the size of a football field entered Earth's atmosphere over North Africa. Traveling at unimaginable speed, it exploded in midair, releasing energy thousands of times stronger than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. The desert below didn't get hit, it got incinerated. The heat vaporized the sand, which then cooled and fell back to Earth as molten glass, forming the field we now call Libyan Desert Glass. Embedded inside were tiny mineral fragments unique to meteorites, essentially proof from the sky itself. So what does this mean for King Tut? That small, exquisite gem in his necklace wasn't just a shiny decoration. It was a souvenir from a cosmic explosion millions of years before humans even existed. The jeweler who polished it, the young pharaoh who wore it, they were unknowingly holding a piece of the sky, a fragment of a day when the heavens themselves erupted over the desert. For us today, it's a reminder that history isn't just written in books, it's written in the stars, in the sand, and in the objects our ancestors treasured. That small gem connects a teenage pharaoh, an obsessed archaeologist, and a cosmic event that predates humanity by tens of millions of years. And that, my friends, is why this isn't just a story about treasure or archaeology. It's a story about wonder, discovery, and the strange, beautiful way the universe touches our world in ways we may never fully understand. So next time you look at the night sky, think about King Tut's gem. Think about a desert in Egypt where a piece of the heavens rained down as glass. Think about the threads connecting us to the past, to space, to everything in between. It's more than history, it's a cosmic adventure waiting to be uncovered. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you loved this dive into one of history's strangest mysteries, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Rivo TV, and ring the bell for more mind-blowing stories from our past, present, and beyond.